Hi, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Thursday and my live 11:11 a.m. Eastern broadcast. It's usually a meditation. Today, I'm going to give you some tips because I need them. But first, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Rebekah Borucki. I am a mother of 5. I am a meditation guide and an author of books for big readers and little readers. That means I write books for adults and for children. And honestly, writing for children is one of my my proudest, most exciting projects that I've ever done. Today, you'll notice if you watch me, I have this very janky bed sheet backdrop behind me because I have to shoot a video for my Kickstarter campaign right after that. But yeah, today we're talking about coping with COVID, especially if you have anxiety and depression, especially if you have goals and dreams or a spiritual practice and you want to stay on track, but stress is getting in the way. And I just wanted to share some of the things that I've been doing. They're super simple, extremely accessible because I don't give out anything else. I don't believe in healing modalities that aren't for all people. So I'm going to start by asking you how you're doing. Put in the comments how you're doing, where you're from, what's the scene like where you are. I'm in New Jersey, so we're like, sisters with New York City. And it's bad there. It's super bad. And it's pretty hairy in New Jersey. We just closed all our public parks and playgrounds and everything a couple days ago. So, hey, Melody. Melody's from Jersey too. And, we've been staying inside. I've been inside since the evening of March 12th. I got back from Washington, D.C. and my visit to Baltimore, and I haven't left since. Only my husband's been out a couple times to get a bunch of groceries for us, but the whole family's in and really dealing with it well. We've had some moments where we're, it gets a little tense, it gets a little close. I need some quiet. But yeah, overall, it's been pretty cool. Like, the kids have been great and I'm super proud of them. The first tool I want to give you, no strings attached. I know that there are a lot of people out there giving away a lot of free offerings, and they've been, kind of like attaching them to products or whatever. They're sounding like, okay, like no judgment, but a little bit of judgment. I'm not down with that. I think that what we need right now is to show up in the true spirit of community and like really, really give. I do ask for things and I'm very clear when I do. And what I want to give you though is this gift of three of my 4 books in digital format, so it doesn't cost me anything. I'm happy to share them. Please don't go out and buy them right now if you are okay with, reading in digital format. You have 4 minutes to change your life, which is my meditation book, and has 27 very easy to follow meditations and stories from me. It's much more than a meditation book, so I'm super proud of it, and I think you'll enjoy it. So links are in the video description for all of this. Managing the Mother Load, which is for the moms, and it's not a parenting book. It's not a parenting advice book. It's a book for, it's a book guiding you in different ways to take care of you and also nurture yourself in the context of the mothering experience, because we're more than just moms. It's a fantastic job, but it's not all we are. So there's that. Oh, Melody's making masks. Thank you, Melody. And you're in Ohio, pretty anxious. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of moving in from the coast right now. And, you all are about to experience what we've been experiencing on the East and West Coast. So stay inside if you can. Please stay safe. Use all the protective gear that you can when you go out. Leave the medical stuff for the medical personnel. Just wear your masks, wash your hands, do all of those things, and also take care of not just your physical health, but your emotional health. And that's what we are talking about today. Oklahoma. Hey, I have friends in Oklahoma. Curfew's midnight. Okay, that's cool. Stay inside though, if you can. Just really stay inside because it's moving faster than we can test it. It was here. These new studies are coming out from New York City that the virus landed in New York weeks before the first positive result. So you might think it's not there yet because people aren't being tested positive, but it's there. Like, it's totally there. and it's the testing is very sparse. So I know like people keep putting up the numbers like every day in my county. They're like 17 people and 20 people. It's like, no, it's probably like 150 people because no one's getting the test. My sister included and many personal friends of mine have been diagnosed unofficially by their doctors, but not given the opportunity to take a test because they're not high risk. So yeah, stay inside. Anyway, hey Chi-Town, what's going on, Yadira? Okay, so I get excited. This is Zara's Big Messy Day. This is my book for kids. It is about emotional self-regulation. In play language, it's a breathing exercise for kids to use to cope with stress on their own. It's super easy to learn. It is a mindfulness and meditation technique. It's a visualization meditation technique that by the time you read this book, I guarantee your kid is going to know it by heart, and they are going to teach it to you. Like they're going to remind you. That's one of the number one feedback comments I've been getting about this book. The first, like one of them is, my kid wants to read it every day. We've been reading it every day. And believe me, like I'm not being boastful. I did not expect this reaction. I thought I was going to sell like a couple hundred books and be done. And it's really taken on a life of its own. This is attached to a giving effort. We've given away over 1,200 of these to schools, and we are going to continue to give away one book for every book sold, but right now I want you to just get it free. And it's also available in Spanish. If you have Spanish-speaking friends or your kids have friends whose parents don't speak English, they're only speaking Spanish, like share this link with them, okay? Or just share what you download with them, okay? I do ask for your email on this one. There's one string attached because I have another book coming out, another Zara series, and a big campaign to fill 100 classrooms with books. I'm going to email you about that, but you're not going to be on any of my other lists. Don't worry about that. I'm glad you love it, Yadira. Thank you for showing up. Hey, Travis in St. Louis. One of my favorite people, Stacey Berry, who runs an incredible program for kids called Yoga Pipeline. So it's kind of like a play on like, you know, the school to prison pipeline. To kind of reverse that for Black children. She is providing yoga and mindfulness to children, Black and brown children in St. Louis area. And we have provided her with a bunch of these books, and she is a proud supporter of Zara, an enthusiastic supporter. So she's gonna be back on for the next campaign. Terry, you're gonna be purchasing Managing the Motherload for your daughter. Thank you. I mean, feel free to give her the digital version for free, but if you want to buy it, that's cool. Keep my lights on. I'm moving into the other tips. So what I've been doing to cope with the COVID, I have some new ideas and some old ones. I'm telling you, these are all simple. I'm going to give them to you. You're going to be like, duh. But you're also going to be reminded of all the simple ways that you can really manage your anxiety, manage your hopelessness. I mean, a lot of us are getting really beat down and feeling hopeless about the world, and that sucks. You don't want to do that. So a couple things that I do. When I'm feeling powerless, when I'm feeling not good enough, when I'm feeling uninspired, I look to the people who've done it. Who've overcome huge obstacles, who have lived in, quite frankly, much worse times and overcome things that I can't even imagine. I read their memoirs, I read their autobiographies, and I just get so pumped and inspired. And I kind of take this attitude, not that if they can do it, I can do it too, because these people are truly extraordinary, but if I could just take 1 ounce of their wisdom, their will to fight, they're just oomph for life, then I, will be in a much better position. So a couple of my favorites, because I was just I have piles of books everywhere, so I'm just grabbing books. This one, a classic that I read when I was 13, and I just reread it this year. Maya Angelou, the goddess, the mother to us all. Maya Angelou. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. This is her autobiography, her childhood growing up. It is a beautiful story. She tells it so well. If you are an audiobook enthusiast like I am, listen to it on audiobook. She reads it. It's so good to hear her voice. It makes, she's always with us, but it really just makes you feel like she's with you. So I love this one. And the autobiography of Malcolm X. Because what's really important to me during this time is that we don't forget the people that need help the most marginalized of us, Black folks, brown folks, indigenous folks, but I separate them because it's a call to action in the United States that we got to like watch out for our Indigenous brothers and sisters, disabled, LGBTQ, especially trans Black women, which is the most threatened portion of our population. I look to the people who fought and won for people, and I am inspired to continue with my advocacy, continue with my activism, to give my money, to give my time, treasure, talent, all of that to worthy causes, direct giving to people. I call on, my white friends out there to pay reparations. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. Just Google it, because I don't have time. This is about coping with COVID. But Autobiography of Malcolm X, that's a favorite. And, you can just pick anyone who you feel is inspiring. And The Diary of Anne Frank, like think about the classics we read as kids, or we were supposed to read and didn't do the report, but think about those books and how they can really uplift you. And then for the kiddies, there's so many great books. There's the Who Is and the Who Was series. So Who Was, and like write this down, Who Is and Who Was. So Who Was tells the stories of people who have passed on to the other beyond the veil, and Who Is are people that are still living, but it's a really great series because it includes people like Marsha Johnson, was a trans woman activist who was one of the I want to say one of the, because there were other people involved, but the like instigator, the person behind the Stonewall like riots or uprising. So there's like these really great people that they profile. Everyone from like Jackie Robinson to like Hillary Clinton, like all these people. So Who Is and Who Was series for kids. And this is a book that I just picked up recently and I really love it, by Kwame Alexander and Kadir Nelson, two of my favorites, author illustrators. This is a fantastic book called The Undefeated, and it just profiles amazing Black folks in history. You're going to see Madam C.J. Walker and Frederick Douglass, and there's Maya Angelou and who we got here? Who we got in here? We got so many people. They talk about the Black Lives Matter movement. There's this beautiful artwork. So like these are stories for the kids. And thank you for saying I have an extraordinary dear heart. Can you say my name loudly? Ayub Garori? I don't know. I'm bad at that. I'm from Jersey. I'm not great with, you're going to get my Jersey accent with everything. And this other book that I just picked up, Letters from Minty, and this is about Harriet Tubman. So Minty was her name before she changed it to Harriet Tubman. So this is a book actually written by, look at these students. They wrote this book. I think they were fifth graders. Are they fifth graders? Yes. Oh, the 4th and 5th grade students of Gateway Christian Academy in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They wrote this book, Letters from Minty. So look that up. I'll try to get links for all of these in the video description. I have to do something right after this, but I'll make a mental note to do that. And then this beautiful book by my friend Jennifer Pasloff called On Being Human. She's a yoga instructor. She's a mother. She is a deaf person. And she wrote this amazing book. And I love the subtitle, A Memoir of Waking Up, Living Real, and Listening Hard, because she is deaf and she probably listens better than anybody I know. Like you speak and she hears your soul. It's amazing. So those are some books that I love. And this one is a project that I think you can work on as a family. And I want to emphasize how important it is that when we're in this, that we really do, even if we aren't in the same boat, because I've seen this meme going around, like celebrities be like, we're all in the same boat, and then it shows them in this yacht, and then us in the rowboat from whatever that movie was with Sandra Bullock with like the blindfolds on, because that's what it feels like. But even if we're not like all in the same boat, we can still hold space to think about, to give to try to make equitable the situation that we're in. And I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, so we have to remember that for the world at large. And then also in our own households, we have to remember to show compassion for each other and do things and have conversations that bring us together and that elicit joy. It's so good for our mental health instead of just, yelling and complaining and like getting in each other's faces. So I had this book that I dug out and I got it for myself as an exercise, like a moving meditation exercise. It's called 642 Things to Draw. There's also 642 Things to Write. write, which I really love if you're an author and you want to like get really cool fiction writing prompts. But this one's 642 things to draw. It's like all of the, and you can do this without, you don't have to buy a book. You can just do this, but it says like a moose, a palm tree, a map. And then what we're going to do is draw, each of us in the family, we're going to draw, you know, we're going to fill in that space and we'll put our name and the date. And this is going to kind of be like a COVID diary. And it's just something joyful to do when we're in a really crappy time. So this is a really cute suggestion. And again, these are all like really, really simple things to just find joy in the little moments in between, like all the stress and the news and the distance learning and oh my Lord, it's so much. And one of my favorite things that oh, I forgot I was in this one. I swear I did. I swear I did. This is not fake. I was just flipping through and I saw these gratitude, a daily gratitude practice. And this is not, I don't say practice gratitude to deny, diminish, disregard the real pain that we're feeling in the moment. It's really like, it's like a lifesaver, like a buoy to grab onto. It's a way to hang on or attach yourself to any silver lining, anything that's going to rescue you from despair. So sometimes my gratitude practice is like, I'm so happy for this bed sheet and a roof over my head and my heart beating, like something so simple just to attach myself to what is also real in the moment. It's not all bad. There's something that's also good. So I embrace that and I practice gratitude with the and. I'm not saying your name again, dude. I gotta move on. There's someone asking me to say their name and I'm just not gonna do it. So Gratitude Journal by Molly Hahn. Buddha Doodles, if you're familiar. Molly is a dear friend of mine. And in fact, in this iteration, she has many different editions of the Gratitude Journal. It has one of my quotes and it says, when you've touched one person's heart, you've changed the whole world forever. And then she has this little drawing. So that was like a great place of honor for me to be in that. And I swear I didn't know I have all of them. So it was just like, oh, look, I'm in that one. So yeah, when you've touched one person's heart, you've changed the whole world forever. And that leads me to my last tip for coping with COVID. And I know this is getting really long because I'm just so hungry to talk to you. And I was doing the meditation thing every day and meditations are going to be back tomorrow, but I really wanted to just chit chat like friends. The last tip is, and I say this all the time, and I've said this in other videos, when you're feeling helpless, help. It's the perfect remedy for feeling like things are never going to be right, that you don't have an impact, that you're unimportant, that you're not worthy of being here, that things are just so bleak that there's no reason to look toward tomorrow. When you're feeling helpless, help. When you're feeling hopeless, help. And I say also all the time, and it's like from like old church days, and you know, if you like belong to a church or went to church as a kid, you might know this, the concept of sharing your time, your talent, or your treasure. I even said it earlier in this video. Time. I mean, a lot of us, some of us are out there working. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But a lot of us are just home. And we have some extra time. What I've been doing with my extra time, and I kind of combined time and talent, is I've offered free virtual doula services to women who are giving birth, or women and all people that are birthing during COVID. And they're having some anxiety about birthing in a hospital and who's going to be able to be there with them. So I offered my time and my talent to have these calls. So if you are someone who has some anxiety about that and you'd like some facts or some guidance, I'm happy to help. You can just DM me or email me using my email link on my website, BEXLIFE.com. So a lot of us have time. Some of us don't. A lot of us have talent. Everyone has talent, right? So how can you share the things that you are good at? A lot of people are sewing masks right now. I can't sew worth a lick. So what I've done is I've taken my treasure, which is my money, and I've sent it to friends who are making the masks to help them subsidize their supplies, you know, get elastic and materials and whatever. A lot of friends are doing it absolutely free. So I was just like, how can I help? And that's the way that I can help. You know, making masks. I have a friend who knits and she's going to start doing knitting classes. I do meditation. I've been doing the free daily meditations. There's so many ways. Everyone's talented. Everyone has something that they're good at. How can you share that? Even with a neighbor. I'm not saying go online. Like, Share with your neighbor. If you know how to drive and you're going shopping for yourself, pick up groceries for an elderly neighbor or someone who's sick and can't go out or is immunocompromised. So those are ways. And then finally, your treasure is your cash. Cash is great. Direct giving is fantastic. Organizations, there's a lot of good ones out there, but if you want to make sure that people are really feeling the impact of the full dollar that you're gifting, then direct giving is a great solution. I have links in my video description for 2 direct giving efforts that are run by very dear friends of mine, Jennifer Pasteloff, in fact, who wrote on Being Human. She posted on her Instagram a couple weeks back, do you have enough to eat? I think something like that. And she said, no, for real, like I'm asking you, do you have enough to eat? And people started telling her like that they didn't. And then other people in the comments said, I'm going to send them money. And then someone else reached out to her and said, let's just start a GoFundMe. And I think they've raised like over $50,000, like a lot of money. Celebrities have come on to help her. She's a great connector. She's such an awesome, beautiful person. Like Pink was on live with her, the singer Pink. And because people just love her so much and they want to help, and they're giving out $100 cards. So if you want to help with that effort, and then also my friend Rachel Ricketts has a fund for Black, Indigenous, women of color. If you want to help out those direct giving efforts, see the links in the video description. If you are someone who is struggling to fill your cabinets, your pantry, your refrigerator, you can still follow the link in the video description on beinghuman2020.com, on beinghuman2020.com. And you can apply for it's a really simple process. They just want to know who you are, and you can get a $100 gift card to a grocery store that's local to you. They will make that arrangement. They have a whole team right now that's doing it. So you can go in the video description and get those groceries. So yeah, when you're feeling helpless, help, time, talent, treasure, you take those 3 categories and you say, what can I give? I know so many people don't have money right now. It's really tough. I'm not making any money right now. My husband's not making any money right now. We're hustling our butts off and just doing what we can. And but we're really grateful that we have a lot of safety nets, like a house that is going to take, I'm going to have to not pay my mortgage for a long time before they come and take it. So that's pretty rad. So we do have privilege, comfort, safety nets in place. So we are able to help. So yeah, time, talent, treasure. If you're feeling helpless, help. Try to connect with your family and people that you love in creative ways. Reading books by inspirational people, giving your children books by people that have, done really great things, and tell your kids, like, there's a way for you to achieve these kinds of things in the world too. Teach your kids about giving and service, and not so much charity, but just teaching them to understand that we are truly in this together in the way that we are all children of creation. We are brothers and sisters, siblings on this planet, and we are responsible for each other. And that's a beautiful thing, because when we are responsible for other people, that means that there's other people that have our backs and that are responsible for us. That's the essence of community. And when we lean on community, we thrive. When we try to do things by ourselves, we struggle, right? So that's all I got for you today. That was much longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really short. But like I said, this extrovert is on the struggle bus. I really, really crave human connection. And I am so pleased that you show up. I say this at the end of every video, usually at the end of my meditations, but I am so grateful that you show up for me and for yourself, because it inspires and compels me to show up for you and myself. It is really like this exchange of energy that's so rad. And I say it 3 times to really affirm and make sure that it sticks on a cellular level. From the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with all my heart, I truly, badly, deeply love you, love you, love you. And I will, I'll see you.